Oh man, LeBron James got out and he said some things about his dad. And a lot of people had something to say. I do too. This is dumb news. Here's the letter, or the Instagram posting, I should say, that LeBron made referencing his father. Like, wow. Dad, you know what? I don't know you. I have no idea who you are. But because of you is part of the reason who I am today. The fuel that I use, you not being there. It's part of the reason I grew up to become who I am. It's part of the reason why I want to be hands-on with my endeavors. So me in a position allowing people around me to grow, that maybe wouldn't have happened if I had two parents, two sisters, a dog, and a picket fence. You know, how'd I do? How could anyone have a problem with what LeBron wrote? This is his personal feeling that this man has about his father. It is no way an indication of anybody else's relationship with their dad. But you know, people want to go down the road and say how, oh, this is the plight of the black children and we need more fathers. Yeah, we do. We do. But what does this letter have to do with that? This has to do with the situation that's gone. This has to do with LeBron talking about his situation. And I'm thinking he wrote this as an inspiration to all of the children that are out there who don't know their fathers, who carry around this burden. And he's saying, I use it as fuel to succeed. Do the same. Why come we can't get that from this? Can't you see the amount of pain that is in this young man's heart? Now, LeBron James is not speaking for the entire black community, nor is he speaking for the entire white community, nor is he speaking for the entire Asian community or Hispanic community or Native American community. He's speaking for himself out of his own experiences and how he processes them and how he used them to move to higher heights in his own life. But never does it fail. We got somebody coming out of the woodwork with problems. They want to make this an issue of social concern. Oh, shut up. This is not a social concerning moment. You know what's a social concerning moment? Black on black crime. How we shoot each other every damn day. That's a reason to get upset. LeBron on Instagram making a message about a situation concerning him and his father and his mother and how he transversed all of this and he said, you know what, I'm gonna be better. I'm gonna. What is wrong? How can this be wrong? I don't want to hear the crap about mom was so. What about his mom? Probably didn't let the man be in his life. Well, his father's name is Anthony McClellan. He knows his father's name, dumbass. So he knows his father's name. He can reach out to his father, and I'm sure his father knows that he knows his name, and he can reach back across the. They could get this shit together if they wanted to get it together. For some reason, there's some dysfunction there, or there's a disconnection. There's no bond present. Now, people are really taking the opportunity to bash at LeBron James and bash his mother all over again. Look, LeBron James, I don't expect you to watch this video, but if you do get one of this video, you did a good job of expressing your opinions. I hope that you did. I hope you feel that this is somehow going to help someone else. And I think the amount of people that it helps is going to be far outweigh the amount of people who are going to be butthurt because you said, I didn't need you. I'm glad you went there in a way because it helped me, I guess. I think it helped me. I think it's what I used. You know, that's what people do when they have pain in their life. A person who gets abused, they say, I overcome that shit. I use the tragedy in my life to make me a stronger individual, to battle any challenge in my life, to accept rejection, to accept failure, and keep going. This is a moment, though it may be BS in a way, but this is the American story that we see in our movies that we wish so much to be true. We want this to be reality, where people can take every setback and make it a moment to triumph. And for people to be out there ridiculing his mother all over again, rake over the coals, just to do it, just to get a little bit of spotlight, just so you can have something to say that fits your little narrow box agenda about society. I think it's wrong. I think you're an asshole for doing that. I think LeBron James is entitled to feel any way that he feels. I hope that he follows the opposite of his father's footsteps. Many of us grew up in households where we didn't know our original fathers or our birth fathers. I know I did. And I use that as motivation in my life. But I had to let that go at some point, and I'm sure LeBron will too. I hope that he will. I hope that he will let go of that. But it's a difficult thing to go over to get past. My biological father passed away. So I will never be given that opportunity. So I will say this to LeBron James. Once again, I don't expect him to be watching this, but if he is, or if he gets wind of it, LeBron James' life is short. Not only yours, your father's as well. And if you could have one moment to look into each other's eyes, maybe he could explain to you what was going on so many years ago when your mother was only 16. I have no idea how old he was at the time, but it was a very long time ago. Maybe you could find a way, because do it for your children. Forget that. Do it for your children. Because your sons do deserve that opportunity to build a relationship with their grandfather. And if you take that from them, that's an injustice, sir. I don't have the ability to give that to my sons because my father's gone. But you do have the opportunity, sir. So that's the only thing I have a beef with, and that's something they all miss. They talk shit about your mom and talk shit about you. You only play basketball. It's not like you're a scholar. Well, if you were a scholar, you would understand that people deal with pain and tragedy in different ways. And some people do what LeBron James has done. They use it to be super successful. I've done some pretty successful things. And if you know what? If I had to make an excuse to give up to get the willpower, if I had to use something and make something be that thing, fine. And you know what? A lot of people who've never played a sport really, or anything very challenging, competitive, they wouldn't understand this, but this is what I do know from my life. Sometimes you have to take and create this thing to fight. And I'm not just talking about the players that you play against or the people that you compete against. Sometimes you need something extra. Because we all have that, right? We all have somebody that we're competing against, whether it be in the job market or whether it be in actual sports athletics or whatever, right? Sometimes you need something else. A higher calling, a thing that you can carry with you at all times. Because when you're running those drills, or when you're studying those books, or when you're doing whatever you need to do to be successful, when you're up off 3 hours sleep and you keep on going like I do till your eyes get blurry, you can't even hardly see, and you're like your body shuts down, you're like I just need a little bit more. Sometimes people use different things to motivate them. And I think that's all LeBron James was saying. And without that type of will, without that type of fortitude, without that type of drive, determination, and sometimes without those demons, we don't have enough push. I can relate to his statement on Instagram. I can relate to that, and I applaud it. And I think for all the children out there, be they white, black, yellow, purple, red, and the brown, the purple and yellow, but first I gotta bang, bang. For all of us, use what you gotta use to get where you need to go. Don't listen to naysayers who haven't walked in your shoes. I'm Tim Black. This is Tim's Take Live. Subscribe. I do it different than the others do it. I'm special. Regardless to my daddy not being there. Y'all take care now. Some people have some nerve.